Hey, what's up? It's Hayley from EliteLife.com.au here, and you're watching Hayley Carr TV. Today we're talking about something that's a little bit controversial for some people because they think it's a little bit woo-woo. And the topic is one of my favorites. That is manifestation. If the term manifestation doesn't sit quite right with you, then think of it like this. My strategic guide to making sure you never ever get in the way of your own goals happening ever again. Because really, that's what manifestation is. It's about aligning yourself energetically and otherwise to the things that you want so you can get out of your own way and let it happen. Disappear! So why is manifestation so important? One of my idols, Gabrielle Bernstein, talks about miracles and about how we can create anything that we want and miracles are happening around us all the time. It's just that we don't allow them to happen to us because we get in our own way. And for those of you who are still thinking that this sounds a little bit woo-woo, I want you to remember this. Manifestation is purely about awareness, and it's also like a muscle. The more you work it out, the stronger it gets. There are 6 steps to manifesting to making sure that you never get in the way of achieving your own goals ever again. Number 1, get really clear on what you want. If it's a new car, don't just say, I want a new car. What's the make? What's the model? What's the color? Are there any important details? Number 2, recognize anything that says that you can't have it today. Recognize any belief, reason, excuse, or story that you tell yourself as to why it's not possible for you to have that right now. Maybe it's time or money, or that you feel like you don't deserve it, or that you have to choose between one option or the other and you can't have both. Just be aware of all the reasons you tell yourself that you can't have it. This can be a really enlightening process because what you'll realize and come to see is that a lot of the stories we tell ourselves don't actually really make sense. Remember, you're worthy of anything you desire. Number 3, remove those blocks. You can do this through affirmations, release processes, or simply saying, I'm sorry, I forgive you, I love you to yourself. Or you can work with a coach. A coach is a great way to help you remove unconscious blockages that you can't necessarily recognize in yourself. Number 4, do everything in your power every day to make sure that you make this happen. That means getting off your butt and taking consistent action. Only you know what you really need to do to make it happen. Number 5, start being the person who has that already. How do you do that? By saying affirmations to yourself and asking yourself, what type of person has this? What type of person attracts that into their life? And number 6, release any need to have it and become infinitely patient. When you're desperate for something or needy, you put off an entirely different energy than when you're happy to wait for it forever. Now, I am 100% aware that what I said just then was a complete contradiction in do everything in your power to make it actually happen and release any need for it to actually happen and become infinitely patient. But this paradox is exactly where the magic lies. The minute that you're doing everything that you can and at the same time are completely patient, you start to enjoy the process and you become present. Enjoying the process is one of the most important parts, and the second most important part is being aware and being present. When you're present in the moment and completely aware, not only do good opportunities come your way and you recognize them for the opportunities that they are, but when you do manifest something into your life, you actually are aware that that's what you've just done. It's really sad that sometimes we do desire things and we manifest them very quickly into our lives, but we don't actually recognize that that's what happened and we keep going. If we do this, we can't replicate the process. Now, I just want you to be aware that if you're doing all the steps right now and you're not enjoying the process, it could be that your goals are not the right goals for you. Or maybe they're not even really your goals. They're goals that you feel like you should achieve or what somebody else wants you to achieve. So just be very aware of that. But also, if you're going along and you say to yourself, well, yes, I have released any need for it to happen, but why isn't it happening right now? That's actually not releasing any need for it to happen because you're still being a little bit impatient. So here's an example that we see all the time. Girl wants a man, desperately. So she goes on countless awkward dates and many failed relationships over years and years in order to find Mr. Right. One day, she decides to give it all away. I give up, she says. I'm over it. I'm sick of looking for a relationship. From now on, I'm just going to focus on me and have fun. The minute she releases all of that need and starts enjoying herself, who should come along but Mr. Right? So just to remind you, the 5 steps are: number 1, get really clear with what it is that you want. Number 2, recognize any stories you're telling yourself that say you can't have it right now. Number 3, release it. Number 4, do everything in your power every single day to get there. Number 5, become the type of person who has that already. And number 6, be infinitely patient. So go and take some action right now. Get yourself a notebook and write down all the things that you desire and start working on these 6 steps. Leave a comment below this video and tell me what you are going to start working your manifesting muscle on this week. As always, I'm really looking forward to reading your comments. And if you don't want to miss an episode, get your ass over to hayleycarr.tv and sign up for my newsletter where you can get my free videos every week plus more straight to your inbox. Happy Hump Day! My face hurts.